Hi, I'm Coach Doug Plemmons, head boys basketball coach at Franklin High School, and I appreciate Backlot Cinema for allowing us to come in and do this promo. Hope this will be an encouragement to those of you who are at home and are having to go through this virus isolation. The purpose of this is to hopefully give you some food for thought, maybe give you some ideas as to what you can be doing at home while you're there. Also, I want to encourage you to stay positive and to try to work through this. There's a lot of unanswered questions that we don't know what the future holds, but we do know that within ourselves we have control over what we do, and so I want to encourage you to do what you can do, and make the choice to be active and stay on top of your schoolwork as well as your athletic training as we work through this. Obviously, one of the things that we're all dealing with is that how this virus has disrupted our lives and certainly put a halt on athletics. Sometimes, obviously, that's been a tough thing for us and for our country. We are without sports now. And so obviously if you turn on the TV, all you get is reruns, perhaps a little bit of ESPN, current things that are going on with the free agency and football, and that's about it. But this virus has also disrupted our training, our in-season and out-of-season training. These are things that have been coach-led for the most part. That's the way it has been in the past, but now with this virus, we have been put on hold. And so I want to try to encourage you to think about ways that you can do things to keep yourself in shape, maybe improve while you're there at home. This is going to take a lot of self-discipline and also a lot of self-motivations. Like I said, coaches are out of the loop, but we are still available. You can reach out to us either by text or phone. We'd be glad to talk you through some things. I know myself, I put out some workout packets for my basketball players, and they can go by the Sports Zone and pick those up. They have a lot of the drills and things that we've done in the past, so hopefully your coaches also, other sports, will be able to do that for you. And we can't just stop working. If you do that, then obviously you've given up to this thing. There's an old cliche that goes, you never stay the same. You either get better or you get worse. Hopefully if you're working, you're still improving, still staying in shape, still working on skills as they apply to your sports, those type things. If this virus and the way that the situation's put us in, has caused you to start putting things off or maybe not even doing things, then obviously you're not going to get better and your conditioning will slide, and all those things will have to be brought back up once we're able to get back together. Mental wellness is it's been proven that exercise is a way of staying mentally fit. It's really good for you, not only for your body but for your mind. During this tough time that we're in right now, it'd be easy to get depressed a little bit, but I think if you can find avenues or outlets that you can put yourself into to try to relieve that, maybe try to even take up some time now that we have all this time on our hands, that would be a good thing. Try something new. I was thinking about this riding over here. Maybe start talking to each other. Maybe not texting. All that sort of thing. Maybe actually talk to each other or call on somebody on the phone and actually talk to them. Read a book, instead of just going on there and pushing a button and have the book read to you. Maybe actually pick up a book or a magazine and try to increase your knowledge. Another thing that this virus is helping, I think, in pulling our country together is that people are looking to take care of each other. Check on your neighbors, check on your friends, check on your family. This is affecting everyone. We don't know when we're going to return to school. It's kind of up in the air right now. They've got a May 15th date out there. I know when this started 2 weeks ago, next week was the date. So all these dates, I think, are they're not solid. I think if we could probably return to school earlier, we probably would. That's a glimmer of hope. It may be farther than May the 15th. But when we do return to school or return to normalcy, the things that you've been doing at home, those are going to be evident. Those are the ones that have continued to keep themselves in shape, the ones that have continued to work on their skills. Those guys are going to be, and those girls are going to be ready to go. The others, if not, we're going to have to spend probably a lot of time bringing people back up to shape. People that have allowed themselves their cardio to drop, those type things. We'll have to spend time doing that. What the coaches would like to be able to do is when this thing is lifted, we'd like to jump right to, back into workouts, back into getting ready for the summer, getting ready for travel ball, all those type things. And then, of course, fall sports, will be preparing for their season, which will be the next season coming up. Speaking of summer workouts, those things have kind of gone to the wayside. We don't even know if we're going to be able to have summer workouts. Travel ball is kind of iffy or maybe even out the window. Most of us a lot of our players have been involved in travel ball, be it, softball, baseball, AAU basketball, all those type things. Those things are right now on hold. So you can't really look to those to get you back into shape. And another thing this has changed and will change is the recruiting process. I know we have several players that wish to go on and play at another level. Used to be, or the way the trend is in the past, the recent past, is that most of the recruiting was done through the AAU coach or through the travel ball coach. Now, with all that out the window, the recruiting is really going to be pushed back to the high school coach. So I want to encourage you as an athlete, and maybe even talk to your high school coach if you have dreams of going on and playing. You may have to encourage your high school coach now to be proactive in getting you and marketing you to the college recruiters, because now with the AAU basketball and with travel softball, soccer, those type things, with those kind of in limbo, we don't even know if you're going to be able to go out and play and be recognized or seen by college recruiters. So we can't rely on that. You can't. Again, we don't want to wait a whole season for that to come back in, and then you miss out on someone knowing about you. So again, it may take you being an athlete, being proactive. It may take your parents. It certainly may take your high school coach and getting back involved, whereas we've been kind of pushed to the side with travel ball. Now we need to come back to the forefront. As this drags on, and I don't want you to get into a habit of procrastination. In other words, thinking, well, we're not going to be back for a long time. I don't have to worry about that today. I can do that tomorrow. If you do that, then that can easily become something that kind of becomes a part of your life. Dedication to daily work will help pass the time, and it'll form productive habits, and it'll make this transition back to playing smoother and quicker. If you remain in shape and you've continued to work on your skills, then all these things will snap back much quicker than if you haven't been doing those things. I want you to continue to stay positive, do the recommended things to stay healthy. We all have heard that on TV, wash your hands, social distancing, all those type things. But again, be creative to find new ways to improve yourself. There's all kinds of things on YouTube. If you don't want to do the same old exercises every day, all you got to do is just start pulling stuff up. There's professional athletes out there that have workout videos. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. You don't have to just do the same thing over and over again. Here's another cliche. Coaches are full of those. Adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. Reputation is what people think about you. True character is what you do when you think no one is watching. Right now, you're finding things out about yourself that you didn't even know. People say, oh, I love basketball, or I love football, or, they talk about how much they love the sport. Let me ask you this simple little question. How many days have passed since you have not been on your phone? How many days have passed since you haven't played video games? Those questions can be answered very quickly. Now my question to you is this: how many days have passed since you did something to improve yourself as an athlete? If you are putting things off, or you're saying, oh, I love this or I love that, but right now it's up to you as to whether you improve as an athlete or you stay in shape, it'll be evident when you come back as to whether you truly are excited and love the sport that you're involved in, or if it's just something you do because it's what everybody else does, or maybe your coach pushes you to that. Right now you're finding things out about yourself without anybody pushing you, without anybody telling you. You're finding out what you really care about. And I hope that sports and athletics and your schoolwork are all those things that are now on you to do. And I hope you're finding out that those mean more to you than ever. We were laughing as coaches. We said, you know, when we do open back up and the gym is open or the weight room is open, we may be flooded, whereas before we might have had to kind of talk and beg people to come and work out at times. We may be flooded with people that say, oh my goodness, I'm ready to go. You know, I never realized how much I missed this. So if that be the case, then that's another positive that can come out of this, and that we'll be stronger and we'll be perhaps more dedicated when we, you know, they say you don't really know if you care about something until you don't have it anymore. And so right now, without training, without access to coaches, without sports in general, we're finding out, you know, just how important and how much of our life was taken up by those things. I hope that this has encouraged you. I hope that you are continuing to work. I hope that you are going to do whatever you've got to do to maintain yourself as a student and as an athlete as this thing rolls on. Again, without your teachers in front of you, without your coaches with you, it's really up to you. So I hope that you'll take the initiative. Again, be self-disciplined and self-motivated. And I hope when we get to see you again that we'll see that you're a hungry athlete, one that's missed being with us, and that's ready to go. Thanks, and have a good day.